Good morning and welcome. It is Boxing Day, the 26th of December. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. I'm hoping you had a nice little Christmas break from the horses. I know some of you didn't, and you probably went to Meydan and Turfontaine and anywhere else, pal, you could find. But personally, I've had a couple of days off having a bet, albeit I haven't had a couple of days off researching because I've been putting my energy into Boxing Day. So for those of you who are unfamiliar and are newer to racing, Boxing Day is normally a particularly good day for volume. So as in there are lots of race meetings, 11 race meetings UK and Ireland today. I think it converts to something like 77 races, I think, when I add it up. So 77 races. And I've gone through all of them. So I have gone through all of them. And on the staking plan today, there is something from every single one of the 11 meetings. Yes, I've put in a shift and actually just configuring the staking plan. I'll come to that in a minute. But on a day like today, it's really hard. So just to be clear, for those of you who sometimes read my subtext, today I'm not having a go. Today is Boxing Day. So Boxing Day means you put out a big stake day. Because there is a lot to look at. So it's £40, 7 bets, first race 11:45 Newcastle. Before I go through all the detail of that, I will do a very, very quick review of last week. So I think it was Thursday was the last time we had selections before we had a 3-day break. And so I think it was 20 on, 17, 12 back, I think, as I recall. Bet 1, we struck out on that one, so that was nice, easy to review. Then bet 2, only if you were Sky. So Dulcet Spirit placed at 40-1, but only counted for Sky. Foursome Sidanis were non-runners, so if you got the bet on before the non-runners, it made the bet more valuable. So one place with 2 non-runners at that price was actually all right. And then the combination double bet, that went down because Dulcet Spirit was 4 for Sky, but we couldn't quite get something else on the second leg. And then in bet 4, then Hitman Fred ran a great race. I think it won 14s, then nothing, and then Half of Freedom was placed. So place double with an additional, with the win single bit on Hitman Fred. So if we finished the week down about 20 quid last week, so it puts the total month up for about 380 for the month for December. So as I said before, we got 6 days in December left to have a bet on. So even if it goes terribly, we are still going to come out December comfortably, nicely ahead for the month, which is good. So it all adds into the overall profit for the channel. But as far as this week goes, you got to keep your head, because I would say outside of Cheltenham, Ascot and Galway Goodwood week, this is the biggest week for betting. Certainly it is for me, and it will be for the channel, I should imagine, in terms of when we've added it all up at the end. Albeit there wasn't a Sunday bet this week, so we're going to have 6 days. It's a voluminous week. So today's a bit of a monster. Then we've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which basically are all equivalent to a nice Saturday. So we've got Limerick and Leopardstown for 4 days. So it's day one of those today. We've got the Welsh Grand National tomorrow. Decent enough racing on Thursday and Friday to go with Limerick and Leopardstown. Then Friday's a bit more of a quiet one in comparison. And then we go Saturday, it's the Challow Hurdle at Newbury, which is not a big betting race, but it's sort of the feature race of the weekend. And there's some other stuff on Saturday that looks worth a bit more interesting for a bet. And then we get into Sunday. Sunday is New Year's Day, and that is always another voluminous day, even though it's a Sunday this year. So it's going to be fast and furious today, particularly. So you're just going to need to keep on it today, because as I said, that we've got, I think, 26 horses, something like that. 26 horses across the 7 bets. So it will keep you busy. Unfortunately, there's not very much on ITV Racing. I know there's some stuff. There's more on the racing in Ireland. So if you're based in Ireland, then I think you have more racing on regular television. But ITV Racing in the UK has only got only got five races. I'm not quite sure what's happened at Wetherby, whether they fell out. They've got the feature race at Wetherby, the Roland Merrick, but they're only doing 1 race and the rest at Kempton. So not the best for television coverage considering there's so much volume. All right, so What have I done with the staking plan? So for these sort of days, I just end up with a massive shortlist, and then you have to whittle it down, and I say sometimes, most of the time actually, when I do bets on the channel, I try and stick them courses together, and I haven't done that today. I've kind of configured the bets in the best way I think is possible, because I want to try and do some stuff earlier. I want to have some later bets so that we've actually made the staking plan interesting. It's clearly people want to make money, but also want to make it a bit of fun. And if everything gets lost early doors in the start of the day, then that's no fun either. If it does go terribly today, tomorrow, the next day, we've got chances. So I've built the plan in order to make it interesting for the day. Whether we make profit or not, I don't know. But £40 is on the line. So where are we starting? The first 3 races, I've put them all together in an each way Trixie. So this is it's a sort of early bet. So the idea being here, if you are late watching the video and you've missed the bet, you've missed the bet. So I didn't want to kind of have a really, really early on everything. So 11:45 Newcastle Brian's Jet 20-1, 11:52 Wetherby Visit Official 14-1, 11:57 Fontwell Night Jet 33-1. So we've got 2 jets in that bet. It's a bog bookie bet because all 3 races are standard terms. There are no extra places. So as long as you're getting bookie, whether that is 365, Coral, Sky, you will do if your account's not restricted. So there's a number of bookies out there. If you're paddy, you wouldn't on Fontwell. I think Fontwell, Newcastle, Wolverhampton are the 3 tracks paddy aren't doing bog on. The other 8 they are today. So all of these are decent betting heats. So they're all shorty price favourites, looking at the rest of the field to try and find something at a decent price. Those 3 are the ones that I've gone with. So £2 is all you bet. No singles on those. It's 25p each way Trixie. I've had to be a bit picky and choosy. So yeah, walking past a 33-1 shot, no single on it. But that felt like the right thing to do for the context of what I've got for the rest of the day. There we go. Bet 2, 18p each way lucky 15. I've tried to make the bet simple in terms of how to put them on, but there is volume and there's different amounts, so watch out for that. 12:15 Newcastle Ginger Point 14-1, 12:50 Newcastle Budari 11s, 2:10 Wetherby Foster's Island 16s, 2:38 Wincanton Coolnor Hayes 18-1. 18p each way lucky 15, 540 your bet. Sky best, then either 365 or Coral. Generally Sky are best for most bets today, and generally 365 are second best for most bets. That's 365 or Coral second best. You'll appreciate if I don't really do much chatter about each horse, because I just want to get these out and you can get them on, because it won't take you as long to put them on as it took me to put them together, but I appreciate it takes time. Alright, then next up, bet 3. This is our 16p each way Super Yankee or Canadian. Depends on which bookie you use. Some call it Super Yankee, some call it Canadian. In essence, it's a lucky 31 with no singles. So again, another bet. I've got no singles covered on any of these. 12:27 Wetherby Genie 12-1. 1:47 Huntingdon Northern Poet 10s. 2:08 Limerick Carrick Carroll 12s. 2:50 Market Raisin Eclair de Guy 11-1. Finishing off 3:15 Limerick Care Down Boy 8-1. 16p each way Super Yankee or Canadian, depending on what your bookmaker calls it. Sky best, then either 365 or Paddy, and it's an £8.32 bet. That's what it works out. There's a couple of funny amounts today to get it to be exactly 40 quid. So £8.32 is bet 3. And then we will go bet 4. This is the big price one. So this is the one that if you're running on restricted accounts, it might be a bit tricky. 12:30 Market Raisin Kennehope. That's my big price for the day. 100-1. I think it's worth a go in that race. Again, it's one of those ones, shorty price favourite. Looking down the rest of the market, and I think that's a bit overpriced. I would have that more like 20s. 1:35 Wetherby Windsor Avenue 25-1 in the Roland Merrick. 1:45 Leopardstown, which is a particularly good race. Rock your boy, yeah. think that's right. 25 to 1. And then finishing off 158. There's 158 down Royal. Finian's Row, 20 to 1. 20p each way, lucky 15. And then this is the only one with extra bets like this. So 49p. And that's all because of the bet before. I had to do a funny amount. So 49p each way single on Kennerhope. If you want to make it 50s and do £40 and 2p, you knock yourself out. But the channel's got exactly 40. So 49p each way on Kennerhope. And then additional double, 25p each way double, Windsor Avenue and Finian's Row. So that's a 25p each way double on Windsor Avenue, Finian's Row on top. Sky Best, 365 second best. William Hill, third best. William Hill are the only ones, as well as Sky, going 5 on the Roland Merrick, which is a really, really good place to have a bet. So, yeah, if you've got a Hills account, definitely have a look through that 135 Wetherby. That is bet 4. Then bet 5 is the combination bet. So I always write these bets out in chronology of the first race. What I would say, if you have got an account where you're struggling to get stake on, do bet 5 last, because you want to get the money on the luckies. And then, yeah, if you do this bet before and you've got a restricted account, is that way round, it's going to make it harder. So if you are restricted on Sky, do bet 5 last. So this is our combination bet. My best 3 races of the day. 145 Leopardstown, which is a fairly obvious one. Rock Your Boy 28, and It Was Fate 9s. Then going on to the 320 Wetherby, which again is another one that's fairly obvious. Nettywell 22s, Chitterbalco 18s. And then I do like the 340 Kempton because I like these two. Storm Dennis, I mean, you could get 33s when that market opened a few days ago. It's into 14s, but still a good price. And then Guernsey, 40 to 1. That's a bit of a drifter. I thought it would be a drifter, and I'm delighted with 40 to 1. So that is straightforward, all combinations. So 12 times 15p each way doubles and 8 times 15p each way trebles. £6 is your bet. That is the combination bet for the day. Then we are going to bet 6. So these next two are the ones that start later in the day. So some of our other bets will have been done by now, and we've still got these ones later on. 230 Kempton, Eldorado Allen, 18 to 1 the King George. I do like that price. It's come in a bit in some bookies. It's not the best price with Sky. But yeah, I think it's a really open race in that King George, and Eldorado Allen's overpriced. 255 Leopardstown, Alice Averill 14s, 320 Wetherby, Nettywell 22 to 1, and 340 Kempton, Storm Dennis 14 to 1. 20p standard stake, 20p each way, lucky 15. Sky Best 365 and Paddy second best. And then finishing off, bet 7 is the last one to go of the day, so we can get to 320 and still not be done and dusted. 320 Wetherby, Chitterbalco 18s, 335 Wolverhampton, Diocles, I can't say that, of Rome 20 to 1, 340 Kempton, Guernsey 40 to 1, and 445 last horse of the day. It is a gap. It will be an hour gap for the last horse. It may be exciting hour, it may be just a pointless hour, but we've got a gap. 445 Wolverhampton, Hufflepuff 14s. 16 pence each way, lucky 15, 480 bet, Sky Best 365 next best. And breathe. All right, I will let you go and put those on. If you put all of them on, fair play to you for sticking with the channel and following it as per prescribed. I know plenty of people will go and do their own thing and pick out their odd prices and whatever, and that's entirely up to you. You can take it, leave it, do whatever you want with it. I'm putting these out, and yeah, but I appreciate it's one of those days where some people are like, oh, I haven't got the time to put all of those on. It's up to you. It's Boxing Day. I appreciate a lot of people do like family stuff today. I should be having a fairly quiet one, and probably manage to watch most of the racing, I should think. Not necessarily the case the rest of the week, but we'll see. Okay, I'll be back in the morning for Welsh Grand National Day, Limerick and Leopardstown Day 2, and all of the other meetings that are on Tuesday. But we are down with about half the volume of racing that was today. So as much as it might be a bigger stake day tomorrow, it's not going to be that many horses and that many races. So this is the peak of what we've got. All right, you enjoy your day and keep well and stay safe in this funny world that we live in, and I'll see you in the morning. Thank you very much. Bye bye.